Hello and welcome to another manga spotlight. What happens when you take an introverted otaku and make them an exorcist? You get Ghostbuster Osamu. The Vengeful spirits is a mass of emotions that clings to this world with a grudge. In the growing modern world, vengeful spirits with various grudges were born, and there were also exorcists who specialize in that particular field. The wild, shitty big emotion that the exorcist Osamu faces is a fangirl. She loves manga and anime, and she claims Raging Spirits, a gag series featuring a contemporary exorcist. So yeah, this is a series about Osamu. She is an introverted, like really extreme introverted otaku weeb who also happens to be an exorcist that exorcises ghosts. So, of course, judging by the description, you'll think, oh, this has got to be a comedy, right? Well, you will be correct. This is an action, supernatural comedy. And so, in this world, there are vengeful ghosts. And ghosts, basically, they have a mass of raging emotions. And to exorcise ghosts, you have to be able to connect with them on a personal level. You have to be able to understand them. That's how you exorcise ghosts. You have to find out what they're angry about. And so we start off this series with these two old exorcists trying to exorcise this ghost that happened to live in the house of one of our main characters, and her name is Haruyuma Kaika. So Kaika has this ghost. She can't get rid of it. These exorcists can't get rid of it. They have no idea what this ghost is talking about. And so she's like, well, what am I supposed to do? Like, you're the only exorcist that I know. So they shove this Ghostbuster catalog in front of her, and they say, look for someone else or exorcise it yourself. And then they run away. And she looks through the booklet, and she sees the ad for one girl named Osamu. And she's like, this girl, like, she's wearing my school uniform. And we cut to Osamu. And Osamu is, the school has ended. Everyone's going home. And Osamu is hiding because there's a large crowd of people. And she is basically scared of this. She's scared of all the cheerful people. She's like, they don't care about a gloomy person like me. And she has to try to find her way through the crowd. So she actually has to suck up as much energy and strength and bravery as she can. And she basically rushes through the crowd, crying the entire time until she makes it to the other side. And I'm like, oh, I totally understand how you feel, Samu. As someone who suffers from socialized anxiety disorder and agoraphobia with panic disorder, I completely understand how you feel being in large crowds. So immediately I sympathize with this character. And of course, when she makes it out, she's happy, she's dancing. And that's when Kaika shows up. And she's like, hey, my name is Kaika. Do you have a moment? And of course, she takes her to Whackdonald's. It's always Whackdonald's. And Kaika is trying to explain her situation. Of course, Osamu is very terrified. She is very nervous. She's trying to explain, I don't have any money. Oh, you want me to exercise this goes for you? I think that might be too hard for me. I don't know if I can do this. And of course, Kaika shows like, hey, I saw you. You were featured in this magazine. Like, I know you can do it. And Osamu was like, no, it's not that. It's just I'm not good at talking to people, let alone strong ghosts. Like, I can only exercise certain vengeful ghosts. So basically, she has a specialty, and she can only exorcise ghosts that fall under that specialty. And that specialty is ghosts that are also otaku or weebs. So, for example, in the very first issue, Kaika is basically like, this ghost like keeps freaking me out. It keeps screaming something that I have no idea what the hell it's talking about. It says something like MPB, ban, Hisuban. I don't know. It's just a bunch of real random names. The exorcist I hired had no idea what the hell I was talking about. And Osamu was like, I need to prepare and get ready before I can go to your house. And so we go to Osamu's house where it's It's kind of sad. It's basically run down, cobwebs everywhere, just furniture and items sprayed all over the place. And she's like, all right, I need to stop at another place as well. And she stops by a shop where she buys a manga. And the manga is Menku Player Bond. And she's like, this is what the ghost was talking about, MPB, Menku Player Bond. And she explains that this shonen series has two main characters. And the main character is Bon, and there's also Hisu. So Hisu is the rival of Bon. So Hisu Bon is a it's what fans call the ship of these two characters. Basically, fans fantasize about shipping these two characters romantically, and the name for that ship is Hisuban. So that's what the ghost is talking about. The ghost is a hardcore weeb who ships these two characters together, and that's what made them so vengeful. Is the fact that no one else could understand their shipping preference. So yeah, I was like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Anyone who's regularly into anime or manga knows that, especially the popular series, there's huge shipping wars between which character should hook up with what other character. So yeah, Osamu, aka Miss Geek Ghostbuster, shows up to Kaika's house and basically yells that, Ban Hisu is the best. And Osamu, like, she acts like she was fatally injured because this ghost happens to ship Ban Hisu while Osamu happens to ship Hisuban. You may be wondering, what the hell is the difference? They're the same thing. Even Kaika is like, what is it? Like, what's wrong? And Osamu's like, they're a reverse couple fan. And she's like, what do you mean? And Osamu explains, it means that the bottom and top are reversed. So basically, Ban Hisu means that Ban is the top while Hisu is the bottom. I'm sure you can figure out what I'm talking about. While Hisuban means that Hisu is the top while Ban is the bottom. So Osamu happens to ship Hisuban while the ghost happens to ship Ban Hisu. And you may think, well, I mean, they're still both in a relationship, so does it really matter who's on top and who's on bottom? But it most certainly does to weeps. It's a huge thing. So, yeah, basically, the ghost came to this conclusion. I like the fact that they actually used color for this. So the whole, issues in black and white, but for this specific explanation, they use splashes of color. And splashes of color that they use is like this reddish pink and green, and also squares and circles. And because of the way that Kaika has them placed, well, let me explain first. Squares and greens represents one character, while red and circle represents another character. And by this I mean on the covers. On the covers, Hisu is always green and he always uses square items. Meanwhile, Ban has red hair and he uses red items that are circles. So green squares represent Hisu, red circles represent Ban. And because the way Kaika has things laid out, because green is on top and red is on the bottom, then that must mean that Kaika is a Hisuban, because green top, red bottom. Meanwhile, Kaika is like, how the hell was I supposed to know that? Like, I just arranged everything automatically. Like, I had no idea. And then she's like, all right, fine, and I'll arrange everything in reverse. Like, are you happy now? And the ghost starts going even more angry. She's like, don't look down on me. Hisuban fans are always like that. They'll turn into Ban Hisu fans immediately. Don't be conceited just because there are more of you. And so, of course, Osamu has to get involved and basically say, like, well, unlike Ban Hisu, Hisuban is a super classic couple. They're right. And so we have basically a shipping war between Osamu and the ghosts, where they're trying to explain why their thing is better. And so they have a huge argument about who should be on top, who should be on bottom. It eventually leads to Osamu wrapping her fist in with a bunch of talismans and fighting the ghosts. And then the ghost is basically explaining stuff like Ban is always on the left and Hisu is always on the right. So that's why Ban is always, Ban should be top and Hisu should be bottom. And Osamu was like, oh my god, he's right. Like, maybe I'm wrong. I'm just like laughing through this whole thing. So yeah, they just end up fighting the crap out of each other. The panels are hilarious. Because Osamu gives this huge speech about love and manga, and it doesn't matter who's on top, who's on bottom, and that just the fact that you appreciate the characters and that you love manga from the bottom of your heart is all that matters. And then the ghost is like, no, the coupling totally matters. And they're like fighting each other, pulling on each other's faces. The panel for this is hilarious. I wish I can show it to you. I can't because Suisha, whatever the hell they want to call themselves, are assholes when it comes to talking about their stuff on YouTube. They copy strike the hell out of everything. Every time I've got a copyright strike, it's by them. So I won't be showing any interiors whatsoever. The only image you're going to get is from the thumbnail. Because I can't show any of the interiors, I just show the manga deck's information with the thumbnail of the art cover even blocked out, because they will copyright strike even that. Trust me, they've done that to me. So because of that, I only show this one image that you guys see. And I do that for every other series. I just show the information on the series and that's it. Is there something else you guys would rather see instead for these manga spotlights? Like, I can show like random video game gameplay or something like that instead, if you would rather have that in the background as I'm talking. I know like other people show themselves, but I don't have a webcam, so I can't do that. I can't, like I said, show any of the interior artwork. I kind of want to stay away from showing any kind of anime, because anime can be very iffy when it comes to copy strikes on YouTube. So is this okay? Just this static info screen, or would you rather have like random video game gameplay that has nothing whatsoever to do with what I'm talking about, just in the background on silent while I'm discussing the series? You guys let me know, because I want to make videos that you guys enjoy. So if you're okay with just this kind of audio format, then I'll just keep doing it. If you rather have something random going on in the background, just let me know and I'll start incorporating that into future videos. But eventually the two of them fight each other so much that the ghost ends up exhausting all of its anger. And the ghost is able to finally go to heaven. And as it's going to heaven, Osamu's like, the newest manga volume, I'll burn it as an offering to you. That way, you can read the new chapter. And right before the ghost disappears, it's like, don't forget the new issue of Ben Hishu's summer comic. And Osamu's like, don't get carried away. But yeah, because of the fight, Kaika's house gets destroyed. So she ends up moving in with Osamu and becoming buddy-buddy with her. And I actually really like the character of Kaika. So Kaika is a gal. Anyone who knows what a gal is, she's, how do I explain it? The dark skin, blonde hair, materialistic kind of character. But she's actually super nice and friendly. And she's like always trying to bring Osamu into things with her friends and stuff. Like, hey, Osamu, me and my friends are going out, come with us. She's basically trying to be a good friend to Osamu, which is, their relationship is very sweet, and I like it. And of course, that's what leads to a lot of humor, because Kaika's going to go hang out with her friends, and then she tries to bring Osamu, and Osamu's like, I can't, like, I've used up my interpersonal MP for today. Basically, I used up all my energy, all my interacting with other people energy, and I can't interact with people anymore. I'm all, energized out. But she gets dragged on into things anyways. And all the fights have to deal with Weeb and Otaku stuff. So like the first one was shipping. The second issue deals with gacha and, gacha pulls and how much money are you willing to spend on that. The third issue ends up dealing with a ghost who wants to recommend their favorite manga series, but no one wants to listen to them. And so it's that whole trope where like you're constantly trying to get your best friend or whatever to get into a series that you love, but they keep ignoring you, and the anger that comes from that. And then the fourth issue, which came out today at the time of this recording, I'm recording this on Thursday, that issue deals with karaoke and a ghost who only wants to sing anime songs, but they never can because they don't want to ruin the mood. It's, you know, for everyone else. Everyone else has their own topics that they want to sing, and no one wants to sing anime. So because they never got to sing anime with their friends, then they get very heavy with emotions, and they become a vengeful spirit. And that chapter is super wholesome. But yeah, that's basically what it is. It's basically, so they answered the question, what happens when you get an introverted otaku weeb as an exorcist? You get Ghostbuster Osamu. You get a girl who can only take on ghosts that are otaku or weebs themselves. In fact, whenever she comes across a ghost that didn't become vengeful because they weren't an otaku or weeb, like if they're vengeful for something else, then Osamu becomes useless. Like, she basically put all her points into one specialty, and that one specialty is otaku, weeb, video games, anime, manga, that kind of stuff. So any ghosts that fall into that category, she's perfect for. Any ghosts that fall under anything else, she's absolute garbage at. She can't do anything about that. But yeah, it's a fairly new series, and it seems to be uploaded weekly. I mean, at least according to Manga Plus, it was uploaded. Chapter 1 was 10 days ago at the time of this recording. Chapter 2 was also 10 days ago. Chapter 3 was 7 days ago. Chapter 4 was 2 hours ago. And Chapter 5 is going to be next week. So it seems to be a weekly series, which I'm all for. But yes, please give it some love. Go. You know, I'll leave a description where you can read it below. You can read it for free on the Manga Plus site. So that's where I'll link it to. But check out the series. Show it some love. It deserves attention. It's hilarious. It's sweet. It's wholesome. It's funny. And I don't want to see this series get axed because it has so much potential. And I love the characters. Like, I love the fact that you got the main character who's like the opposite of the shonen characters. They're not like, you know, super brave and strong and stuff. She's she's super scared of any kind of social interactions. She's super introverted. Just wants to be by herself playing video games and watching anime and reading manga. And then you also got the gal character who is also unlike other gal characters that I've seen in manga. Like, this one's also super sweet and wholesome, and I love the relationship between the two of them, like the friendship that they have going on. It's great. I love the series. I love the story. I love the chapters. I love the premise. I love the characters. It's awesome. This is a really good series, and I don't want to see it get axed because I've seen so many great series get axed. So that's a shame. So hopefully this one keeps going. So yeah, go show it some love. That's Ghostbuster Osamu. It's great. Highly recommend. Go check it out, please. But hope you enjoyed the video. And if you got any recommendations, let me know. But I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time. Take care. Later. So what did you guys think of that video? I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe. Hit that bell for a notification. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And if you didn't enjoy the video, thank you for watching it this far. And I hope the next video is more to your liking. Feel free to check out the playlist that you guys see. And I hope to see you guys next time. Later.